Hello, everyone, and welcome to my A1 Low Beginning English course. In this module, you will learn the present simple tense, its form, and its uses with most verbs. At the end, you'll get to practice what you just learned with a few sample exercises. Let's get started. All right, we'll look at this chart quickly here. Used with most verbs. We'll look at the form. So for present simple, for positive sentences, we have any of these subjects: I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Okay, and then the verb here is the regular form, um, I or you work. Okay, that's for first or second person. He, she, or it, it's third person. We always add an S to most verbs, works. And then for plural, we or they, we don't add an S, it's just work. All right, for a negative sentence here, all we're doing here is adding do not or don't before the verb. So we have I do not work. For you, it's don't. You don't work. So it's you can say do not or don't for either one. Okay, for third person, he, she, or it, we can say does not or doesn't. Okay, so does not or doesn't work. All right, and for plural, it would be the same as up here, do not or don't. So we do not or don't work, for example. For a question, right? What we do is we start with do or does, then the subject, like one of these, and then the verb, base form, work, no S. All right, and for a short answer, we can say either yes, um, I, you, uh, do, or yes, he, she, it does, or for plural, yes, we or they do. Or for negative, we can say no, I do not or don't. Same with you. Um, and then no, he, she, or it does not or doesn't. Or no, we or they do not or don't. All right. Okay, let's look at the spelling when we use third person, he, she, or it. So the form here is the same for all other persons of the verb except for he, she, or it. The spelling is usually different. So, um, so we have examples of regular verbs here. So, for example, play and work. He, she, and it, right? We want to add an S. So plays or works. So that's a general rule. And then for verbs that end in CH or SS, for example, um, for third person, right here, we add ES. So watch becomes watches, um, and miss would be misses. So it comes after these types of spelling, even if they end in Z. All right, and if the verb um, or infinitive ends in Y, you can say he, she, or it. So we drop the Y and add IES. So studies and then tries. So, so it's after a consonant plus a Y. Um, and then we have do and go. So So you can say he, she, or it does or goes. So so after an O, we add an ES, right? So and then have last of all. So this is not a regular verb. So we would say he, she, or it has. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so present simple use. So the first use is for habits or actions that happen regularly. So we use the present simple for habits or actions that we repeat regularly, like a routine. So these are daily or weekly routines we normally do. So, for example, I wash my hair every day, right? Um, I never go to the library. And there's I go to the library on Saturdays. So these are actions that always happen regularly. This one's negative though. It never happens. All right. All right. And the next main use is for permanent situations or things that are always or often true. So, for example, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. And then we have my sister is very tall. I have two brothers. Um, Water boils at 100 degrees. This is a permanent situation. It's always true. Or I like chicken noodle soup. Okay. So so something else like this, like my sister is very tall, right? Is also like a permanent situation. It's always been true. And the other ones are probably often true. I where it says I don't drink coffee, um, I drink tea, but maybe someday I will drink coffee. Um, or I like chicken noodle soup. Uh, I may change my mind and maybe like something else instead. So it's often true, usually. All right, so we're going to move on to some sample exercises and check our knowledge. Okay, so we'll fill in these blanks for the drop-down menu here. So, so we have I, what, tea, don't drink, not drink, or drink not. So this would be negative. So if you chose the first one, don't drink, that would be correct. All right, number two, she, two brothers. So has, have, or haves. Okay, so with third person, remember what we do with have. So if you chose the first one, has, that would be correct. So um, three, Tom work until 10 today. So doesn't start, doesn't starts, or do not start, which looks correct. All right, for third person, we know it's does, right? But it's negative. So if you chose doesn't start, the first one, that would be correct. Okay, number four, an instrument. So do you play, you do play, or you play? So for question form, remember that it starts with a do, right? So if you chose the first one, do you play? That is correct. All right. Okay. Let's look at the second one, exercise. So we'll transform these sentences into the negative form. So I love pizza. I don't love pizza, for example. So number one, he is a student. So what would be negative for that? So you can say isn't, the contractive form. He isn't a student, right? Okay, number two, Peter works in an office. Okay, Peter in an office. So the negative. Okay, so we want doesn't, right? Work in an office. All right. Number 3. My parents live in Arizona. So the negative of this, my parents don't, you can use the contraction, don't live in Arizona. All right, one more. Susan likes cats. All right, negative here. So doesn't, because it's third person, like cats. So with a negative, remember we don't put an S at the end. It's the base or regular form. All right. Okay, let's look at the third one. Do a couple of these. So we'll write these here, words here into a present simple sentence. So we have number 1, Laura, play, and tennis. So actually we're going to write questions here. So we're going to make this a question. So, so we're going to ask, does, we'll start with that. And then Laura, play, tennis. Oops. Okay, very good. Okay, and then got you speak English. Okay, the question form, we want to start with what? Do you speak English? All right. Let's see. How about number 3? You want some coffee. Okay, so do, right? Okay, you want some coffee. Oops. All right, very good. Okay, the last one, where he live. So, so we want where, start with that. Okay, does, right? He live. All right, excellent job in these exercises. Shows you've been listening well. All right, well, I can help you learn to speak English with more confidence. I'm TESOL certified. I teach native U.S. English. I'm experienced in online tutoring, and I work with all learning levels and most age groups. So whether you need help in grammar, speaking, vocabulary, or writing, or any other area, you've come to the right place. Well, thank you for watching my video and happy learning.